When we had a child, we were really caught off guard because nobody can tell you how much you're going to love your children until you have them. And, you know, we'd never felt anything like that before. We were crazy about him, and we'd only known him 5 days.
Just days after their son's birth, Bill and Elizabeth Johnson received devastating news.
The doctor told us that he had a disease called Necrotizing Enterocolitis, and it was something we had never heard of.
Doctors at the local hospital used antibiotics to treat the infection in William's small intestine, and they monitored him with frequent x-rays. Then the worst happened. The infection caused William's intestine to perforate.
They had to rush him to Children's Hospital. He wasn't here 15 minutes before he went into surgery. The doctor told us that William's intestine was entirely destroyed and there was no hope. And so we found our corner in the NICU and set up camp there and waited on William to slip away. We waited on William to die. Elizabeth and I took turns sitting with him. We did not want to miss him dying.
But days passed, and William didn't die. And the Johnsons began to dare to hope.
And so we called Eggleston Hospital over in Atlanta and St. Jude's in Memphis and asked them for some advice on just who was somebody that could handle something like this.
Both responded with the same name, Dr. Keith Georgeson, Surgeon-in-Chief at Children's Hospital in Birmingham, where little William was still clinging to life.
Within minutes, we were down in his clinic meeting with him, and he told us that it was pretty grim, but he would be glad to take him on. Dr. Georgeson came out and told us that he had William open on the table at that moment, and that William had at least 50 centimeters of alive and working intestine. I looked at him and I said, you know, just go fix my baby.
After that life-saving surgery, William was still a very sick baby. He battled infection and liver problems. But gradually, he began to improve. Finally, after almost 9 weeks at Children's Hospital, the Johnsons took their baby home.
There's a lot of events that we have where Elizabeth and I look at each other and say, never thought we'd be doing this, or can you believe we get to have the first birthday party? I'd never had a miracle like this. I mean, this is almost a Red Sea type miracle. Your intestine does not just come back to life after it dies. I mean, it just doesn't happen. And William's did, and that's not medically easy to explain. We are sure that we are truly blessed to have him, and it's a neat feeling.